let's take successful people, bring them here, make it digestible, so that way they can make actionable decisions. So for me, it was phenomenal.
Making sure we kept the faith. We knew, hey, whatever happens.
Yep.
We did the work. Faith without works is dead. We did the work. I believe that was going to be what it needed to be.
Exactly.
And then when we got back there, that event was
phenomenal. The hardest part for most entrepreneurs and most people in general is learning how to start. Right. So if you have someone that has the experience, you don't have to go through all those hurdles, and you can just fast track it. Why not take advantage?
I want kids to know that you don't have to be a rapper, a drug dealer, basketball. You can be who you are. Perfect your craft. Be great about your passion, and your passion can change and pay for everything that you want. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Knucklehead Podcast, and I'm Malcolm.
I'm Quan.
Ladies and gentlemen, Knucklehead Podcast, first and foremost, we're here for the 99%ers, not the 1%, the 99%. Why, you may ask? Well, if you think about it, these are the individuals that are looking to take themselves to a higher level, but do not know how to. So what we do is we talk, discuss, and deep dive into different ways to take you to that 1% higher. We bring in special guests. We bring in people that have been at the bottom, have dealt with a lot of heartaches. A lot of pain.
A lot of people have transitioned from that 99 percentile into becoming that 1% and what that journey detailed.
Absolutely. And if they can do it, you can do it. The only difference between the two of you is knowledge, the drive, overcoming hurdles, and the network. And guess what we're here for?
All of the above.
Yes, sir. Let's go. Hey, Quan, talk to me, man. We just had a phenomenal event.
Boy, the social exchange was something to behold, to say the least. I mean, from the keynote speakers to the people that came out and supported,
absolutely,
to even the venue, and building that rapport with the owner of Selfie, where it was like, man, it was like God was like, this is what you need to do, this is who you need to serve, this is where you plant your flag. It was amazing. What were your take on it?
Man, I loved it. Think about it. It was the first event. We were able, even take it to the point we were able to help out another business owner to be able to, one, bring an event to them, and then try to help them drive traffic.
Right.
Because where they are, the traffic is not
the best, yeah.
The best, So we were able to bring in individuals and open that door. But the event itself,
man.
Oh, Lord.
They got this man singing on here. Oh, Lord. But, yeah, I think my biggest takeaway from that was we got that confirmation that what we're doing was needed.
Absolutely.
Right? So many times people go into new industries or new markets or say, hey, I have an idea. I don't know how people are going to reciprocate it, but this is what I'm thinking.
Right.
And really to get that confirmation, let us know that, hey, we're going down the right path. So for me, it was like validation above all else. Right? I know a lot of people say validation doesn't matter, but I think when the validation comes from a higher source, it means so much, because you're not just providing this knowledge or this ambition to people. You're giving them resources and people that they can connect with, right? People that would probably charge them anywhere from $50 to $1,000 or maybe even more.
Right.
You know what I mean? Just to get a few moments of their time, and they're giving this knowledge and this information based off their experience. That way, you can have that initial head start, and that's really what the podcast is about. Is really branching and creating that bridge to connect that gap, right? Because the biggest, from our conversation, the people we've already encountered, the biggest disconnect is knowledge, and not only knowledge, but actionable steps that you can use to convert and transition into that 1%.
Absolutely. And even with the panel, first of all, I want to give a shout out to
they killed it. They killed
Amira, Anthony, and Elder Keith.
Yep.
The four of them held it down, and then even those that came out and supported the social exchange, the questions, oh my goodness, the questions, the connections that were made in that room,
powerful, impactful.
That's what I mean by, if you're a 99%er, you just got to get in rooms to get you to that 1%, and so you already are a part of 99%. It's 1%.
You're already doing everything the 99 percentiles are doing.
Right.
So getting in that room only helps you.
It only takes you a little bit higher.
Yep.
Man. So we talk about it. We got to talk about it, man. So
Yeah.
When it comes, matter of fact, let's just real quick. And this is, I want y'all, if you weren't in the room, the previous episode before this one in season 1, the last episode, make sure you go look, because you're gonna hear the different speakers, the different things. You're gonna see certain interviews and everything, right?
Yep.
So, talk to me. Let's talk about each speaker. We'll start with Elder Keith.
Yeah.
Like, your thoughts.
I think he's an all-star. Definitely a mentor of mine when it comes to anything nonprofit or transitional housing related, and really being effective in providing assistance to this at-risk population. So, I built such a good rapport with him. That whole conversation, like the knowledge he was providing there, I think is really impactful. And to a lot of people that are looking to figure out, okay, how do I start a nonprofit, or how do I service this at-risk community? I think it was a great resource to utilize in that moment, to ask some questions, to say, hey, I want to help these people. I want to get into this industry. What are those initial steps I need to take? And a lot of the times, the hardest part for most entrepreneurs and most people in general is learning how to start. Right. So if you have someone that has the experience, you don't have to go through all those hurdles, and you can just fast track it. Why not take advantage? What were your thoughts?
So with Elder Keith, my thoughts, I love what he does, right? But I'm a person that look at individuals and see when their back is against the wall, how they push forward, because you can't go back anymore.
Right.
You're already stuck.
Right.
And you'll hear the story as well. He went to prison. He was in prison for a long period of time.
Right.
But then he came out of prison, and now he's doing transitional homes for those, because he experienced that. So now his whole thing is, all right, I'm doing transitional homes to show others this is how you do it, but this is how you do it correctly.
Right.
So for that person that's like, oh man, so much, I can't do it. I got a felony. I got this. Nah. Anything's possible. Anything's possible. You can't tell me you can't do it. The only reason you can't do it is because of you, that person in the mirror.
Exactly.
So that's my thoughts. Anthony's next. Anthony, Kelly.
Yep.
So I'll go. Anthony was ready. He was ready, especially
fine tune, man, like a violin.
Ready, especially with the credit and answering the questions. And then what I love the most is afterwards, he was talking to individuals. Hey, this is what you need to do. You may not need me. You may not need me, but this is how you can build your credit profile. This is how you can get yourself to another level. This is why personal credit is important, because if you don't have that personal resume or report card in real life, people are going to look at it, and if it's straight Fs, well, I mean, you're finna spend over $1 million in your lifetime in security deposits. What's your thought, man?
Yeah, I think, man, I still am blown away about how detailed he went into not only strategies on how to build your credit, but things to look out for, right? A lot of times, you hear these quote unquote business gurus provide you, hey, this is how you start building your credit, or this is how you repair it, but they don't give you, okay, you need to watch out for these landmines as you're doing this. So for me, it was very insightful and very useful to talk to an expert in their field, and you could see it, right? Like I said, he was a fine-tuned violin. Like the amount of detail he went into providing information relating to credit repair, credit building, how to leverage that credit, right? So sometimes we always get caught up in a number. I need to get to 700, or I need a 750. But once you get there, how do you leverage this really to change your life? Because you're not just doing this just because, right? Like there's a purpose behind it. So, really him breaking that down and showing that and explaining it in a digestible way, where it's like, we don't have to use the big words, right? That's what this show is for. We're not here to use the big words or make it super complicated. Let's take successful people, bring them here, make it digestible, so that way they can make actionable decisions. So for me, it was phenomenal. Love to have them there.
Right, man. I actually love that you said as far as the big words, because I feel like now we were talking to someone the other day, and they were saying how they were doing homework with the kids, and the homework is like out of this world.
Useless.
But kids, I'm not saying they're not, they're very smart now,
Mm-hmm.
but we were more driven because we kept it to the basics and we just add work ethics to it. Like
Right.
we kept it to ABC, 1+1 is 2, you know what I
That's
mean?
it.
Like
That's
we kept
it.
it to that. Man, who do we have next? So we Elder Key, Anthony Kelly,
Amira,
Amira. Oh my
Supermom,
goodness,
Supermom.
That's
She's awesome.
That's Supermom. She need a M on her chest.
Yeah.
She need an M on her
Yeah,
chest.
she's doing it. So like, and for a lot of our listeners out there, Amira Postel, great. She's a certified physical trainer. She actually had a child about 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
So this is someone who went through that experience, which as a man, as men, we can never imagine. The complications,
Right.
the
Adjusting of the body.
the adjustment of your body, the chemical imbalances that you're going through, right? And then for her to go ahead and say, "No, I'm not gonna let this dictate my story, right? I'm gonna be the narrator in my story." And for her to go through her process of getting back in the gym, getting her body back in shape to the point where she was happy. I mean, it's phenomenal. I think it's a story that needs to be, spoke about a lot because, a lot of women, they get their flowers, but they only get their flowers up until the point where the child is born.
Correct.
Right? Like there's a post process to that, right? So, once you have that child, what does life look like?
What does
Right?
it look
You have
like?
the duties of taking care of this child, but also, there's you, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you're not being able to be your best self or be the best version of you, how can you really, keep that high quality of life for yourself or for your child or for your family? So for me, it was phenomenal to have her come in and talk to women specifically,
Right.
and address those, those insecurities, because that's a big deal, especially in the community dealing with women. What were your thoughts?
Her energy, bro. she brought an energy in that room that men, women, children, everyone could understand and see where she came from.
Yeah.
You can even see at some points when she was talking, like as a mother, when you first have your kid. As a father, I'll say that when I first had mine, I was emotional.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I was emotional for various reasons.
Yeah.
And that's another topic. My biological father wasn't there, blah, 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 right?
Right.
But you can see when she was like talking, her energy was there.
Yeah.
But when she was talking about the motherhood, you can see like I don't know her story, but she was living through how she went.
Yeah.
And how she wants to raise her daughter. Like
Right.
you can see that energy, and she had a drive. Even when she was talking,
Yeah.
it was like she was working out then. I kid you not, 'cause she had a drive.
Yeah.
And she had a mission, and she was on point. Her whole thing was like, hey, if I can do it, I can help you do it.
Yeah.
And that's the difference from a lot of people. We hear, oh, if I can do it, you can do it too.
Yeah.
If I can do it, you can do it too. No. Her whole thing is, if I can do it, I can help you do it.
Exactly.
It's different.
It's totally different. Game changer.
Man.
Game
It's
changer.
different. Last,
Hey.
Mr. Tax D Wolf himself.
Yeah, our guy.
Tax D Wolf,
You know what I
that
mean?
man. Real estate agent, used
Yeah.
to be military, left the military, became a ER manager as a nurse,
Yep.
retired at 29, now doing real estate, and he came in. One of the things I love about him is that he's going to be him. He tells me all the time, he's like, Malcolm, the reason why I have this, the reason why I have the
That's
goal
me.
is it's me, but
Yeah.
I want kids to know that you don't have to be a rapper,
Yep.
a drug dealer, basketball. You can be who you are, perfect your craft, be great about your passion, and your passion can change and pay for everything that you want. You
Yep.
can have the jury, even though I'm not a jury person.
Right, me either.
But you can have the jury, but you don't have to put yourself into or feel like, oh, I'm less of a person because I'm not hooping,
Yeah.
or less of a person, because I'm not selling drugs or,
Yeah.
or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I love that man came in. He was like, look, at the end of the day, I only have 24 hours in my time,
Yep.
but what I do is I pay for other people's time. So it gives me 100, 200 within a day.
Exactly.
I was like, what? I was like, oh, yeah, that makes sense. We paying for time now.
Exactly.
Hey, 99%ers, go pay for somebody's time to put in work for you.
That's
Let's
right.
go.
That's right. And I think that's a great way to look at it, right? Like you pay for the time that it took for them to be able to get to where they're at, right? You
Right.
take you fast track yourself.
Absolutely.
So instead of you going through all the hurdles of learning how to do tax deeds, going through the hurdles of learning how to go to auctions, how to present yourself,
Right.
how to place bids, et cetera, you pay someone who has experience and knowledge, and now you fast track yourself to put yourself in a position to just go right and jump right into success.
Right.
Right? Instead of, and I think a lot of people don't understand the power of mentorship or the power or the access to dealing with these people that are experts in their field.
Right.
Right? Like you won't pay this person X amount of dollars to learn something that can change your family's financial situation, but you'll go pay $600-700 for a Kanye West shirt. You know, no discernment to Kanye, but I don't see the value. That shirt is nice, but that only benefits you.
Right.
This course or this master program or this just having a one-on-one session with this person can possibly change your family's life. So,
100%.
People don't have that perspective, unfortunately.
And
that's why we here.
Right. And I like that you said that, because that's the 99%.
Yeah.
We'll go to a Chris Brown concert and be like, I want to take $1,000 picture with
Right.
Chris Brown. Nothing to Chris Brown. Salute to you.
That's my guy.
Do what you do, because that's your thing. You know what I mean? It works for you.
Yeah, that's his gift.
He mastered his craft.
Exactly.
But let's talk about the 99%. You'll go pay for that.
Yep.
But then when someone's like, hey, I do real estate, or hey, I'm a DJ, or hey, I'm a photographer. Oh, your prices are too high.
Yeah.
Why are my prices too high? Do you want to take it yourself? Oh, or matter of fact, I heard this guy said he was doing a job. I'll just say pressure washing, right?
Okay.
And he was like, say it's you. Mm-hmm. I was like, hey, for me to do your sidewalk, your driveway, and your house, it'll be $4,000. Yep. Oh, that's too much.
Right.
Okay, I get it. It's too much. All right. So what would you like to do? Well, I think I can do it myself. Okay. All right. Do you know as far as the equipment that you're gonna go get? No. Maybe can I hold your equipment? Okay, say less. So if you hold my equipment, it's this price. So it's $1,000 to hold my equipment, and it comes with all like the chemicals and things. But just so you know,
have to do it yourself.
Okay, you still got to do it yourself.
Yep.
Oh, okay. Quick question. Do you know when to switch out the nozzles and different things? Nah, I don't know. So you'll know when to put the soap on or the SH or whatever.
Yeah.
No, okay. Well, I can teach you that. But it costs this much for me to teach you that.
Yeah.
Oh, so now, because I have to break that down, show you on the side of the house what to do, now that's another $500.
Yep.
Okay, great. All right, boom. Say less. All right, go ahead and do your thing. Oh, well, do you know when you're going to do it? Oh, well, I work this time. And I know you taught me, but can you be there so you can kind of walk me through it? Oh, if I'm going to be there, my time, that's another $1,500.
Yep.
So now we're at what?
3,000.
3,000?
Yep.
Now we're at 3,000.
Yep.
Okay, so I'm going to be there. All right. And I'm just there to be like, don't do this, don't do that, or whatever. Now with pressure washing, it can be, you got to be sturdy, know when to use it, when not to use it, when the surface cleaner, all that. So now, boom. Hey, quick question. When you have all the chemicals, do you know where the chemicals are going to go?
Right.
Oh, nah. Well, the county, they don't want the chemicals to go in the gutter or in the drain. So you got to be mindful. So you're going to have to find a way to suck it up. Oh, how to do it? I can show you how to do that without a doubt. Oh, also, you got to pick up the equipment. I'm not bringing it to you unless you need me to bring it to you.
Right.
Okay. All right. Bring it to me. Now we're at 3,800, right?
Yep.
Okay. So, but do you want me to pick it up? Okay, now we're at 4,000.
Yep.
All right, so now we're back at the regular price.
Right. You just took the longer route.
And you took the longer route, but you're still doing it yourself.
Exactly.
But then you're like, okay, so now your time and everything, you're doing it. But then next thing you know, you're like, oh, well, I'm not holding the right. It's not doing whatever. Can you just hold on to it? Well, because I'm out here and I lost a lot of money and I could have been somewhere else doing it, I got to
charge
you another $1,500. Now you're at $5,500.
Yep.
Bro, pay the person what they're worth.
Exactly.
Unless you're gonna do it and mess it up.
And then you're gonna have to pay more later.
And then you're gonna have to go back. You already paid. You're gonna have to go back and pay again. You're just wasting time. Pay people. They made the mistakes for a reason.
Exactly. So you don't have to.
But we'll rather
mistakes are valuable. People think mistakes is probably the most valuable thing you can offer someone in any type of industry.
I agree. I think mistakes in time.
Yep.
Mistakes in time, but
Yep.
bro, like I took a whole time to tell that story. I took all y'all time, but listen, I had to get y'all to understand where I was.
You hit the nail on the teeth.
That irritates me when people like, I don't want to pay someone to do this. I'll do it myself.
Right.
Bro, pay for somebody else's time.
Yeah. Agreed.
That event was dope, though.
Yeah, super dope.
That event
super
was dope.
And
First event for us, by the way.
Hey, shout out to the Knucklehead KH Media, man. We doing things, man. We doing things.
Bro.
I'm ecstatic. Like, I think season 1 was great. I think that was a great introduction
Right.
to the platform and really letting our audience and our listeners out there like get to know us. So now that they've gotten to know us, they've gotten to spend time with us. We've genuinely and organically built that following.
Right.
We take it up to a whole nother level this season 2.
Facts.
I mean, the amount of interviewers that we got lined up,
Bro.
Oh my God.
We can't tell them though. We can't tell them.
Oh my, we not.
We can't tell. I want to tell them, but I can't tell them.
Of course not.
Man, what?
Just know if you're not tuned in, you're missing out. That's all I can say. If you're not tuned in, you're missing out. And at this point, we on Spotify, we on Apple Podcasts, we on YouTube, Instagram,
TikTok,
Twitter, TikTok. You can't miss us. If you're missing out on this information, then you just don't want to be successful.
What's that saying? Hey, meet us there, beat us there.
Yep.
But if you're not there, we're going to be there without you. Yes,
Hey,
sir.
Listen. He quoted that too. He quoted that.
Quotation came out. Let's go.
That's dope.
Bro, next season
Yeah.
is about to be phenomenal. And I say that
this season's going to be great.
because I don't want to go backwards real quick, but I'm going to go backwards. Season 1, a lot of people don't know where we started. Like they see they saw the event.
Yeah.
But they don't know the times where like my schedule was hectic. Like you like, yo, when can we meet up? I was like, bro.
Yeah. I said I'll bring everything to you.
I got this, bro. It was hectic.
Yeah.
And there was times that I'd be like, all right, let me sneak out the house real quick.
Yeah.
And go slide over.
Uh-huh.
Let me go ahead and put my shirt on in the car and let's get it going.
The struggle be real.
You don't know.
Yeah.
Setting it up.
Sacrifice.
I remember, bro. We had video for season 1.
Yeah.
We had video. We pulled the video
Yep.
because our scene, like the scene wasn't wrong. It was good.
Yeah.
But we pulled the video, and left the audio. But they don't know that we sat in apartments.
Right.
You know what I mean? We went to a small office space.
Yeah.
We were in like a little conference room and pulled tables and moved tables around just so we can have some type of decor.
Yeah.
Like, if you really want it, you're going to go get it.
Without a doubt.
But a lot of people don't want it, bro.
Yeah. No, and I think and what I love about our story so far is that it's genuine, right? It wasn't forced.
Nah.
It wasn't, oh, I'm going to just try to force my way through it. It's one of those situations where I honestly feel, especially like, I think, and I will say this, I think the universe or God, whoever the higher being you believe in,
Right.
will support you when he sees that you are ambitious enough to follow through. When things are not going well, when you don't have a perfect setup, when you don't have everything in order, you don't have great video quality, you don't have great audio quality, he will set those doors up for you if you prove to them that you want it bad enough. Like you said, everything up leading into this season 2 was set up.
Right.
And I'm still like, it's kind of like that imposter syndrome. Like I'm still in disbelief on how many doors have opened up for us and continue to open us
Non-stop.
as we go through this journey. It's like, wait, okay, so we don't have a venue. You're going to partner with us, okay? We don't have a sponsor. You're going to sponsor. You're going to partner up with. Okay, great. Like,
Why,
you know what I mean?
right.
But I think when you add something, and we had this conversation when we first came up with this idea. When you discuss and really say we're looking to add value and be of service to others, I think when it's genuine, not when you're doing it for the clout or the fame or et cetera, a lot of doors open up because you're doing it with the intention, the right intentions. It's not about you.
Right.
It's about servicing others, and I think we both can agree and align in that.
I'm with you 100%.
In that mental.
I'm with you 100%. Bro, season 1, the power of no.
Yep.
Does college make sense?
Perfect timing.
Perfect timing.
Crazy episode.
Understanding the friendships.
Yep.
You're leveling up. Like,
going against the grain.
Bro, like we talked about so much and was just real about it. You had me do a freaking sales pitch. You had me do a freaking sales pitch.
I had to.
Like, it was so much, and those seasons. Then when we did season 1,
Yeah.
it was just us, just being us.
Yeah.
Like they got the real us.
Yeah, exactly. Raw and uncut. And I
Bro.
think a lot of people, especially in like the podcast space, they don't do a good job with that.
Right.
They want to
So
show
scripted.
they want to show the limelight and everything. And granted, you can have certain things scripted, like have a structure, but be you.
Right.
You can only be the best version of you. People are gonna listen because of who you are and
Correct.
what you represent. Like when we interviewed Anthony Kelly, the first thing he said when he got on our podcast is what? I like the professionalism at the event. The amount of professionalism that you guys demonstrated, I felt like I was on like MTV or something where it was
Word.
like everything I needed was there. There was food. You had a staff team working to assist you with the cameras and the lighting and the audio. Like you had a team, you had great music, you had great energy connecting with the people that attended
Facts.
the event. Like, and that's what I want us to represent, right? That profession. Like, if you come on here on the Knucklehead Podcast, or we collab, or we do some type of event, you're gonna get that every time. Consistency. We built consistency where there was no eyes, no venue,
Right.
no place to do an event, and it was just me and you.
Right.
So building that rapport, man, it's up to the gods, the God or the gods up there,
Right.
to really dictate how far we go. But I think we're in a great place, and I think not only that is going to be so beneficial to our listeners, and that's what really
Right.
like sells me, is being of service to other people, being in a position to potentially be of service to if not thousands, millions of people that can benefit from the people we were connected to, or the people
Correct.
that we help get connected to. You know what I mean?
Right. I agree with you 100%, man. Season 1 will always be, I feel like,
Dude.
that groundwork.
Dude.
That groundwork.
Foundation, holy ground.
And people won't believe me when I say this, but season 1, I had I think we're on the same page.
Yeah.
The weight on my shoulders in season 1 was heavy.
Both of ours.
I would come to and do the episodes and recording.
Yep.
But I have a million things like going on, and that's the thing as understanding how to get out of that 99%. Life is going to happen.
Regardless.
1%, 99%.
Yep.
Life is going to happen, and I think during that season, and this is our present moment, this
Right.
is me telling you in the present, during that season, you helped me get through a lot.
Wow.
You helped me because I was able to like push through. Like it was so much. You remember the outcome? I'd be like, man,
Yeah.
such and such happened. I got to zoom back
Back-
home
2 hours
to go
away.
pay some bread
Yep.
to handle.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Whatever,
Yep.
whatever. Like everything was on me, and I was like, dang, how am I
gonna get through it?
The old me, I'd be like, bro, I'm about to crash out.
Yeah.
I'm about
Yeah.
to crash out.
Right.
So life was life in season 1, and people didn't know it.
Right.
But the thing is, I love helping people, and I knew what this was gonna be when Starbucks. Starbucks.
Hey, man. I'm telling y'all now, y'all need to send us a sponsorship deal
Yeah,
or something
please.
like
Because
that. We need to collab on something.
we were in y'all building, and this is where it all started.
It's the only time y'all getting this promo.
That's it. That's it. I'm just letting y'all know. But yeah, man, I love season 1. What's coming in season 2 is amazing. And then on top of that, even in season 2 as well, it seems like every season we do something major.
Yep.
We have the event coming very, very soon.
Yes.
November 16th,
Yes.
ladies
Yep.
and gentlemen. I'm calling the date because it's here.
Yep.
Right? If y'all not at that event, I don't know what to tell you.
Man.
I'm just leave it like that. I can't even say nothing else. You ain't at the event.
Yeah. Yeah. We're looking to do some life-changing, impactful, meaningful events, right? And I think what makes us different from most other podcasts, right, whether business-related or entrepreneurship-related or just socially related, we touch on all aspects of life, right? It's not just everyone in their wins, right? Like we had a couple of interviewers from season 2 where they talk about their losses. You know, they talk about how hard it was, their upbringing, you know, some curses that they had to overcome, some challenges that they had to face, some adversity that they had to go through. And I think because you have that genuineness, we're always going to be relevant and impactful to the people that need this information. Because there's more 99%ers than there are 1% for a reason.
I agree.
And I think if we do a great job creating that bridge and helping provide that bridge that allows the 99% to connect to the one, man, we change the game for everyone.
And the reason why I say we're so different, right? So I know a lot of different individuals do podcasts and they may do events, but our events have a purpose.
Meaning. Yep.
Meaning.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like what we say here, we go out and do. We don't just no, I ain't trying to make no enemies.
Yeah.
But you know how sometimes you look at radio stations, they do their job and they go home.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
It's a 9 to 5.
But I ain't trying to go home.
Yeah.
I mean, I am.
Yeah.
Let me correct that. But I want to make a difference.
Exactly.
I want to make a difference.
Exactly.
What's up, man? The future right around the corner. I had to step away from the mic real quick.
Yeah.
Right around the corner.
It is, man. And like I said, I think season 2 people are going to be wild. I think they're going to be impacted. I think they're going to have meaning. I think they're going to actually have like actionable steps, because I think one thing that also helped generate this idea and this concept for this podcast was the fact that we knew so many people, right? Mm-hmm. So we were literally in real time those bridges, right? Like we weren't the 1%, but we weren't the 99 either.
Right.
We were somewhere in the middle where like it's like, you know, I know what the other side looks like, I know what it takes, but I also know where I came from, right? The 99 percentile, whether that's mindset, environment, etc. And being able to bridge those two and come in that middle, I think really is special and unique. And then like you don't have a lot of people that will tell you their failures, that will say, hey, I got evicted, or say, hey, I had my car repo, or say, hey, I went through this trial and tribulation. I think especially when we had a great interviewer, shout out to Xavier, he said, you're going to have your highs and lows, but it's how you deal with those moments that determine where you end up in life, right?
Right.
Because life is life, and life is going to happen one way or the other.
Right.
How you handle it, whether that's at the mountaintop or at the mountain low, determines ultimately where you end up in life. And I think it's so precedent that we're doing this, right? There's nobody, I think, in the podcast space that's trying to bridge the gap. It's either you're a multi-millionaire, multi-billionaire, we're going to talk about those businesses, or you're not even in the discussion.
Right.
And I think that's just such a disservice to all these other communities, right? Because let's be honest, this country was found on the idea of you can start anywhere. You can be an immigrant and come to this country, and if you have the work ethic and the drive, you can become successful.
Right.
So why aren't we getting back to those core principles? And I think this show and this platform allows us to do that.
I agree. Hey, man, you said something, and my dad used to always tell me this. He used to be like, hey, son, I was like 8, 9 years old. He was like, appreciate where you're at.
Mm-hmm.
Understand where you're at.
Yep.
So then when you start to level up,
Yep.
Hey, I appreciate it. I know where I came from.
Right.
I didn't despise it.
Right.
Because a lot of times when you despise stuff, you find yourself going back to it.
Exactly.
Hey, I'm here. I'm alive. I woke up this morning.
Yep.
Great. I may not have $1. I'm alive. Oh,
exactly.
I got $100,000 now. Great. I'm alive. You're adding on, and next thing you know, you're at the peak of the mountaintop. But the thing is, now you can show other people how to appreciate their moment.
Yep.
Appreciate their moment, and then every day just start. When people ask me a question, hey man, how you doing? Yo, I woke up this morning, so I feel blessed.
And that's a fact, because this is my camera. That's a fact. I've known this man for over 3 years, and every time somebody asks him, he has said the same thing, even when he was a stranger to me.
Right.
Let's be clear on that.
Right, because it's true. Like, I mean, I can fix any problem. I can fix it. It may not be fixed that day, but I can work towards fixing that problem.
Exactly.
So, and that's how I look at it. Like, we're human. We're going to have our moments, but whatever it is, I can fix it.
100%.
Bro, we do it.
Dude, you know what I mean? Yeah. Like, listen. We went from an apartment and we in a studio now.
Yes,
real equipment,
sir.
real microphones, real engineers. Shout out to Sebastian listening.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, and it took us, I think, making that commitment and deciding. And And I think so many people don't understand how much power is in deciding.
You're right.
This is my decision. This is what I want. This is the vision I see. This is the value I see, and I'm gonna get it and obtain it by any means.
Right.
And when you're on the fence, the universe can tell, right? A lot of I'm gonna use God for this, because I believe in God, but He knows when you're serious.
Right.
He knows when you're on the fence. Until you show Him that you're serious, them doors ain't gonna ever open up
At all.
But when you say you make the commitment and the decision, right? It's so much power in the decision because essentially you're deciding to not go back.
Correct.
Whether either this is going to work or it's not, but you're not going to go back to who you were.
We're going to figure it out.
Exactly. And I think it's so much power in that moment that people don't realize if you would sit down and really make a decision on where you want your life to be,
Conversation different.
It would be a game changer.
Bro.
Life changer.
Bro.
Family changer. Financial changer.
Yeah.
I'm gonna just leave it at that, man. I'm getting it's download,
go ahead,
man.
Keep going.
It's download.
Keep going.
Man. I'm trying to tell you, man.
Yes, sir.
I'm trying to tell you.
Hey, man, Sunday service.
A little bit.
Hey, you preaching?
A little bit.
You telling the truth though.
A little bit.
I look at it from, like you were saying, you have a choice. You can decide, but a choice or a decision, right?
Yep.
If you're on the fence, you can fall this way.
Exactly.
You can fall this way.
Exactly.
Like, if you ever think about it, a lot of times, when people be on, like, a board and they're like, oh, you have a choice which side you want to fall on.
Exactly.
Like, you have a choice.
Exactly.
But you got to understand, one of them sides both sides got a consequence.
Exactly.
You can fall on the side that's full of concrete.
Exactly.
And you
crash
out. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Or you can fall on this side.
Might not be that bad, but you made a decision. You can dictate how you fall. You can dictate how much of a impact it's going to be to your body.
Yes, sir.
You hear what I'm saying?
Yes,
Listen,
sir.
I'm trying, man. Don't get me started, man.
Hey,
my grandfather was a reverend. Now,
hey,
play with somebody safe. You hear me? They don't know,
bro. I'm happy of what we accomplished.
Yeah.
I'm very enthused about the future, what we're doing. Like I said, season 1 was the build up.
Yep.
Season 2,
the takeover.
The takeover they're about to listen to. So season 2 is that takeover.
Yeah.
But I mean, like I talk future. Season 3, that's the
listen. I even though we working on that, proactively now. I don't think anybody. I don't think the people that we've already lined up for season 3 out of this world. Out of this world.
Bro, they're not ready.
Out of this world.
And the thing is, with those that are following us, and like we said, we're with the 99 percenters, those individuals, right? Mm-hmm. They're growing with us.
Right.
But as they grow, they're starting to pull themselves. All right, you're at 99.25.
Yep.
99.5.
Yep.
99.75.
Yep.
99.85.
Yep.
100%. Mm-hmm. You're right. We're taking you on a journey.
Yep.
To show you that we're walking as the 99 percenters in podcasts.
Yeah.
Right. We're walking.
Yep.
The groundwork.
Yep.
But we're showing you the heart, the vision, the value, the consistency, the network, and how the results will get you that 1%.
Telling you, man.
That's crazy, boy. Bro. Bro, I'm hyped.
I love it. I'm
hyped. So,
love it.
Outside of everything else, I already know the future that you have for the podcast, but what are your thoughts? I mean, I just want to feed in.
You see, I got the Ronald McDonald smile, right? I'm excited when we talk about, because again, I think two things, and I came across this concept and this way of thinking through this journey that we've been on, right? Two things in this world, and I think this event stamped it for me. When you're consistent, it breeds confidence. And I think a lot of times what people they have the confidence piece, but they don't have the consistency to back it up. So what you have is a self-confidence, right? And I think because we've put so much time, energy, work, resources, scheduling, time away from our families, time away from other things we could be taking care of, the confidence there that confidence level is through the roof.
Right.
Right? We threw that event, and even though, at first we was like, man, I don't know how this is going to turn out.
In the beginning of the event that day.
We had a conversation like, I don't know how this is going to turn out.
We walked.
Yeah, we walked. Me and you, we just took a walk. You know what I mean? It just talked. We tuned out everything that was going on, the event, what we had coming up, if people were going to show, if the keynote speakers were going to show, how this was going to work, how this was going to play out, and we just talked as brothers. And I think because we put so much consistency in what we were doing, it just like it gave us this like I can't even explain this to people if they're following me, but it gave us this like out of body experience where it was like, I don't know if this is gonna work out, but I know it's gonna work out.
Right.
You know what I mean? I don't know if we're gonna have the huge impact, but it's gonna be impactful.
Right.
And I think when you have that consistency, that confidence is gonna follow, and you're gonna get to a place where you're not worried about filling up. You're not worrying about, how is this gonna look, or what's gonna be the perception. Did we do a good job? I think it's already embedded in you because you've done the work, the groundwork.
100%. And I feel like that walk, it reminds me of when, and don't mean to get biblical, but do you remember when God was like, hey, I can't think, my mom went blank. He was like, hey, Peter, right? Step out on the water.
On faith, yeah.
On water.
Don't worry about what's going on. Step out because I'm your Lord, yeah.
And Peter stepped out. And the thing is, with us, unlike Peter, he started walking until he realized the water.
Yeah.
Right? And at this event, we stepped out and did the event.
Yeah.
So we were walking, but then things started happening. Like, we're like, what the world's going on? Like, what? Like, so many said this. The list said this, this. But then I was like, hey, we took that walk. Hey, we good. Like, we started just walking.
Yep.
Walking, making sure we kept the faith. We knew, hey, whatever happens. We did the work. Faith without works is dead. We did the work. I believe that was going to be what it needed to be.
Exactly.
And then when we got back there, that event was the
phenomenal,
impactful event ever.
Yeah.
Bro.
Talk to me.
I'm happy.
Yeah.
I appreciate doing this with you.
I wouldn't do it with anybody else, man. I told you that a million times, man. I mean that. Sincerely.
Many more seasons from now. They're only at season 2.
Yeah.
They're only at season 2. That's crazy.
That's a good point.
They're only at season 2.
Yeah. So this is the last thing I'll say to the listeners. If you looking for a podcast, right, that can not only just give you information, but can also be relatable, digestible, and also provide you with resources and information that's actionable, then this is where you need to stop by. You need to subscribe. You need to like. You need to download these episodes. You need to play them back, right?
3 times.
Because the information that you get here, everything that we're doing, we're living, right? Most entrepreneurs have said this that we've spoken to. I can't take you where I've never gone, and I can't teach you what I don't know. And I know for a fact that we've done the work. We've done the calculations. We've taken time, and I think people that are looking for that change, that impactful change in our communities, and not just our communities, right? Because this isn't just a black owned. No. Nah. This is global. This is for anybody that's looking to.
We're looking to go. Hey, if y'all want to book us and out of the country,
I love Europe, by the way.
Line us up.
I tell them all the time about Europe. That's a goal of mine. I want to take Malcolm to Europe with me one day. We could just be like, man, we here. You know what I mean? And impact so many people so that they have the opportunity. Because a lot of people say, man, I never had a shot.
Right.
So my intentions with this podcast and this platform was to give you that information so you could create your own shot. Right? You're so busy waiting for somebody to give you a blessing or for God to give you a blessing. What if you did the work and the blessing came because of the work you did?
Right.
It would be a game changer.
You only need one person.
I tell people this all the time. You only need to be right once. There are a bunch of billionaires, millionaires, trillionaires that were wrong a bunch of times. You only need to be right once.
Right.
To be life-changing.
Preach.
Life-changing.
Yes. Bro, so I'm going to say this.
Yeah.
Not only do we do the podcast and we have events, I want y'all to know if you have any hosting events and you want someone like Quan and myself, the Knucklehead Podcast, to be there and to host, to entertain, to connect with the audience, this is what we do.
Yep.
This is what we do. We
Yep,
we
100%.
MC events. We host events, right? And the reason for that is because at the end of the day, you have something that you need to get done.
Yep.
The thing is, we've done the events ourselves. We know how to make sure everyone's going well, everything's going well. Book us. Book us.
Yeah.
We're ready.
Yeah.
We're ready.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, if him and I on the same stage and we're talking and we're going in the crowd, engaging your people, making
Hey.
sure they're hyped, your videos finna be turned up.
You can't
your
lose.
people finna be turned
you got
up.
Jordan and Pippen.
Hey,
you hear me?
what?
You got Magic and Kareem.
Hey,
Listen,
I'll
Kobe
be
and
Pippen
Shaq.
though. You can be Jordan. Because we won't go on that topic. You know how I feel about Jordan.
We're big sports enthusiasts, absolutely. But yeah, with that being said, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed season 1.
Yes.
I hope you guys are looking forward into season 2 and beyond. And we just want to say thank you to all the loyal supporters and the people that are supporting this, not only podcast, but this tribe that we're trying to create and this community that we're trying to create, that we welcome everyone.
Right.
It doesn't matter what background you came from, who you are, what your family are.
Right.
Hey, we're going to get there together. So our message, as always, is keep going.
Keep going. And once again, to those that are the 99%ers, anything's possible. You can do anything. It's up to you, the person in the mirror. No one can hold your hand, but you can raise your hand and say, I need help. That being said, in order to get over the hurdle, you got to jump, and we're waiting for you. Listen, my name is Malcolm.
I'm Quan.
And this is the Knucklehead Podcast. See
That's
you
the
guys
pod.
on the top.
See you
Let's
guys
go.
next episode.